Hello guys, today I'm going to show you why I believe the Panda, especially the 4x4, is one of the best cars on the planet. Oh yeah! Hello everyone and welcome to Drivenmad. Now it's been a little while since the Panda's been on YouTube, since I've been on YouTube, and I thought I'd give you a quick run through as to why I believe the Panda 4x4 is one of the best cars on the planet. Now you're probably laughing thinking it's not, look at it. And that's one of the main reasons why it's so good. Now if you see back earlier on, I posted a short of it being stuck in the sand. If you're saying that's bad off-road, it's not. That was driver error. That was my fault. But we'll walk around the car and I'll explain to you why I think it's really good. So I picked this up about 4 or 5 months ago and it was one of the cheapest in the country for sale because of its kilometres. This one's done 250,000. My dad's got identical car. It's done nearly 300,000 kilometres. So they're pretty high up there. These are the 1.3 diesel. So this has 95 horsepower. And I believe this is the best engine combo. We've had the 0.9 twin air, and we've also had the older generation 1.3 diesel, and that was 75 horsepower. The twin air was 85 horsepower. This is by far the best powertrain in my opinion. Also, this is of course the 4x4, so it's a little bit more capable. And living out here in Portugal, you go to the beach, you go to the mountains, it's quite nice to know you've got the 4x4 system, even though most of the time I won't use it. You notice we've put mud power tyres on it. These are Pirellis, and if you want to see a test on those, actually go back. We've posted a video of us skidding them in the wet to compare them to street tyres. I've also got, these are off of, if any Panda nerds out there, they're off of a Panda 169, those wheels. They're off of our old green Panda, so they're quite a nice addition. They did have an Abarth centre cap, but they've all blown off because they were from Temu, so they just blew off on the motorway. Got a roof rack on the top. Over here you can see we installed that. Go and watch that video if you'd like. Also, just the car in general. Now, this car's a 2018, and that to me, this is the newest car I've ever owned myself personally, unbelievably. And it's got nothing. Let's wander in. I'm going to show you the tech because it is, I'm going to explain why it's so good. Right, so for a 2018 car, this is pretty basic in here. Now, I haven't cleaned it for the YouTube video, I haven't done anything, because this is part of the reason why I love this car. This car is hard plastics everywhere. You could cut your hands on this, it's so sharp. The quality is, I think some would describe it as terrible, but that's what its charm is. Now, on the doors, they have Panda written close up on them. We'll get some close-ups of it, but little features like that. But that door, you could hit that with a hammer, it wouldn't break. And we've got a smart #1 electric, which is got all the tech, all the toys, and something about the simplicity of this car is just really, really nice. Now, if you look here, I've got in fact, I'll wipe it off. Look, I've got a Uconnect system, and it's got Bluetooth, and it's got hands-free phone calls. That's it. The screen, my Apple CarPlay screen, is my phone. It's not Apple CarPlay. Look, I've just got a phone holder, but it works. And the gear stick's in a good spot. The driving position's spot on. If anyone's wondering, I'm 6'2", 188 centimeters. It fits, so it's a really small car, but I fit really well, and everything about it just works. It's got electric mirrors, and that's probably the most sophisticated bit of kit on it. The four-wheel drive system, you've got the ELD button down here, which basically acts as a centre diff lock, so you have power to the rear wheels and the front. Most of the time it's front-wheel drive. When you put the ELD button on it makes it a bit more capable. Probably should have put that on when I was on the beach. But anyway, that doesn't matter. The 1.3 diesel, 95 horsepower, way more torque than the 0.9. And if you're going to go on any roads that are sort of motorway speeds, this is the one. And especially as it doesn't have low range, off-road, first gear, you notice it a lot more, that torque, on the diesel than you do the petrol. Let's move to the back, and I'll show you another reason why it's so fantastic. Right, moving into the back. Hey, now, shut the door. So, in the back of the Panda, how many cars do you know in 2018 and newer have windy windows? Look, if I want to put my window down, I feel like a cowboy. Look, I'll roll that down. That's as far as it goes. It doesn't go any further than that. I've never ever done that before. But take a look. You roll the windows down. It's another thing to not go wrong. But no one ever really goes in the back of this car. But as you can see, that's my driving position, 6'2". I'm not going to say it's brilliantly comfortable, but it's actually quite good. Now the front seat, of course, you could push that forwards if you had people Well, that's actually in Raquel's normal position. Raquel's my girlfriend. So if I move across, I can just about get my knees behind, but I'm more legs than body, so it doesn't really matter. Now, I can see why out here in Portugal, these are everywhere, not the 4x4s, but the Pandas, in fact, just Europe-wide, these Pandas are one of the best-selling cars on the market, and I can see why. It's because when they were new, they were relatively cheap. Obviously, nothing new is cheap, but they were relatively cheap, and also they're just hire cars because they're great. You just get in them, go, and they do everything you need. Now, this one is the lowest spec 4x4 you could get. It's the basic model. It had steel wheels, and you could get an option for a 5th seat. This only has a 4-seat configuration, but I don't need 5 seats, that's for sure. And also, you'd be amazed how practical it is in the back, like in the boot. So we'll wander around there. Let's head on. Let's head on around there. Look, I've got all of Dad's and the dog's stuff on the parcel shelf. Take a look in there. That's massive. Look, in fact, it's so big. I'm going to get in. Look, I can get in the boot. This is big. I've got on a bath, and that thing, you can't even get a bag of shopping in the boot. This is great. You can get a 6'2" human in the back. I'm not sure why you'd want to do that, but like I say, this car's done 250,000 kilometres, so this has been around the world a few times. But actually, as a day-to-day use vehicle, you can take it into small parking spaces. It's very fuel efficient as the 1.3 diesel. I get, even when I'm thrashing it, I still get 45, 50 to the gallon, or if in European terms, that's about 7 litres per 100 kilometres, 6 litres, 7 litres. It's great, it's fantastic. And then when you're really being efficient and driving around like a normal human, you can get this thing down to 5 litres per 100 kilometres, which is exceptional fuel economy. So as a daily run around, it's fantastic. And like I say, I just believe this is one of the best cars that no one talks about, especially in the 4x4 configuration. So yeah, I don't know why I wanted to film this video, but I just did because I love this car. And the more I drive it, actually, the more I like it, which is unusual because normally you get bored of a car. I actually find this one more fun the more I drive it. Now, if you go back and watch the video on our tyres, you can see how they performed. I'm probably going to change those back to the stock ones because Raquel and I, who's behind the camera, like going camping, and we're going to have to drive quite a long way. And on the motorway and things, these tyres aren't great, and the car isn't as quick as it normally is with the other tyres, the street tyres. So I'll probably switch those back. And we also want to get a rooftop tent on here and do some camping. So if anyone wants to see any sort of adventure-y style videos, put it down in the comments. Obviously, Dad won't want to come on those with me. He's not a camping type, but Raquel is. And yeah, hopefully in the future, we can do some camping videos as well, or some videos on the channel to do with exploring. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, and hopefully you enjoyed seeing Piggy, my panda, and stay tuned next week for another video. We'll be back, and thanks for watching. Life's good with a Panda, that's all I can say. Who needs new cars? Who needs a bath? Who needs fast hot hatches when you've got slow fun hatches? I don't know. I don't need anything more. One day I'll change.